Today's collectible spot, we're having a look at the Trash Pack Series 3, the Gross Out Gang in Your Garbage, Trashies. This collection of wonder and delights, you get yourself several cans of Trashies. You get 2 visible ones, and I'm assuming that there's 3 down below that aren't visible. And then we've got the larger can up at the top. Features 2 special edition color change Trashies inside. Ooh, that interests me quite a bit. There's over 100 to collect. Game booklets are also included. Before we actually turn over the package, I just want to point out, for no other reason, this broccoli. This broccoli, and perhaps that is a pile of cheese? No, it's a oh, I see, it's a lollipop. It's got a little stick stuck to the ground. But for no other reason, I just want to point out that broccoli because A, I like broccoli, and B, he looks cool. For no other reason. There you go. On the back of the package, look for limited edition Trashies. There are several Trashies to have a look at. For starters, we've got ourselves the Grubs. We've got Hard Rubbish. We've got the Bin Sex right there. We got Wall Crawlers. The limited editions are right there, so everybody get a good focus in on those and everybody remember those. Sick Talk, Rock Vault, Junk Jewelry, Trash Cash, and Grimy Gold. Then on the side we've got Bin Monsters, and lastly we've got the Bin Critters right there. All of this you can check out www.trashpack.ca. This also comes to us from the good folks over at Imports Dragon. Imports Dragon. Spot really doesn't technically have to take a break, but what I am going to do is take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and when we come back, Spot promises also he's not going to look. I promise. But when we come back, we're going to have a better look at the Trash Pack Series 3 Trashies. Stay tuned. Before looking at the Trashies, you'll get yourself a game booklet that will show you how to play with your Trashies. If you are somebody that just likes to collect them, you can certainly do that as well. There's no forcing you to necessarily play with them. Personally, when I was younger, I was always just more of a collector of these things. Not necessarily Trashies, because Spot's really old, but there's the shuffle can. Player 1 has 3 trash cans, and placing a Trashie inside one of them, they show player 2 which trash can it is before closing the lid. Player 1 shuffles them around, trying to confuse player 2. Player 2 then has to pick the trash can with the Trashie in it to win the game. That's kind of an early stage of gambling. These children are slowly developing a game of gambling. When the gambler is finished, he then moves on to, I guess, his sister, and then they play flick football. Again, 2 players. Each player sets up a goal by placing 2 trash cans 20 centimeters apart as shown. Players then can take turns trying to flick a Trashie from their goal line through their opponent's goal. First player to score 5 goals is the winner. For an added challenge, make the goal smaller. When he then loses to his sister and realizes that his original friend was much easier to win against, he then goes back and plays against him, and he can play garbage golf. Spot's creating all these scenarios, but none of them really exist. Spot just does a lot of those things. Garbage golf, 2 players set up a golf course using the trash cans as shown. Take turns throwing a Trashie at the trash cans in order. Once a player hits a trash can, they can proceed to the next one and from that location. If a player misses, the next player takes their turn. First player to complete the course wins the game. If using large trash cans, land your Trashie inside each one. And then lastly, he moves on to his younger brother, who he seems to always win against. Speed stack, 2 players. Each player has 5 trash cans and has to try to stack them in a tower as quickly as possible. If your tower falls over, then you have to start again. The first player to complete the tower is the winner. For experts, try racing to build the tower of 10 trash cans or more. Again, to learn more, you can definitely follow trashpack.ca. They also have a Facebook account, so fancy that. Now I'm going to keep this visible because Spot's probably going to need to reference it for the purpose of his Trashies. The 2 Trashies that were already open outside of their trash can. There's the trash can, by the way, with lid. A nice blue, by the way, as well. The ones that were visible, I got myself a spider. Right there. Missing a tooth. I don't know how that happened. It's got a little bit of blue on the top. Nice and squishy. And this, if I'm looking at... excuse me. If I am looking at the list here, let's assume that's going to be a Binsect. I think Spot is assumed right. And I think I've got Trashantular. I see what they've done. That Trashantular right there. Looks a lot cooler than it is to say, but very cool though. That's the one I got right there. The other one of visible figures, we've got this one right here. Looks like he's got, kind of looks like he's got like a little party hat on, and he's got slime all over the place. That's usually how things go. And I think that one is, yes, I think it's correct. Ooh, Spot's doing really good today at finding these. I think it's Oily Ointment. Is that right? No, it's not right. Oh, see, now Spot's made a fool of himself. That happens a lot. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's move the camera back a little bit so you guys can actually follow along as Spot tries to fumble his way to find these other characters. I don't see it. I am probably missing it though. Right now somebody at home is probably yelling at me. He knows exactly where it is. This guy right here. I guess I should really be looking for the color. That's probably the easiest way. Look for the color and then likely... See, I was really bad at Guess Who for that one read. Oh, there he is. There he is. You see as quickly as I say that? Right there. The Poop Monster. Ew. I'm really glad. The Poop Monster right there. If you're ever afraid of poop, it's because of this guy right here. The Poop Monster. Of the other ones available, and don't worry, Spot's not going to go through this pamphlet every single time because at least with these larger sets, you get yourself quite a lot of Trashies. So we've already had a look at the two ones that came with the open cans. We'll just put those to the side. Put them in front of their homes. Don't want to remove their homes on them. And then there's also smaller cans, 2, 3 smaller cans. I'm going to open the first one here, and inside, we've got this guy right here. Kind of looks like some mutation from Where the Wild Things Are. It also looks like his arms and legs are made out of marshmallow. Now I can certainly get behind a monster that looks like he's made out of marshmallow. Marshmallow. Names, again, Spot's not going to include with every single one of them because there are so many. This video would be like 35 minutes in length. Good for some. Some others might lose their patience and not want to watch the entire video. I got myself what looks to be a squash with sunglasses and some shoes and perhaps bubble gum or something on the side of his head. A squash. I'm likely thinking it's a squash, probably from the gourd family. And lastly, I shouldn't say lastly because we're going to get to the meat of the dish here. The other appetizer, speaking of appetizer, it looks like a sushi roll. A sushi roll with a surfboard. On the back. Pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Alright, so we've got the... Let me just double check. Yes, okay. Put those aside. Those are your Trashies for the smaller containers. Now you've got the big one. There is something actually going on in here. I didn't look, but I can tell that there's definitely something going on in there. When I open it up, you just crack it like a shell of an egg, and you've got all these other Trashies. All these other Trashies. This is a good way to start a collection. Getting all these Trashies, and you're looking at, well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus the 5, that's your 12. That's your 12 right there. The first Trashie of the larger pail. Again, Spot apologizes that we're not going to go through every single one of them because, again, we'd be here all day. It looks like we've got ourselves an elephant. No, a monkey. It's a monkey washing his head with a dirty rag? Maybe? Or, oh no, or maybe he's carrying a garbage bag. Poor monkey. Works so hard. I swear they pay him in bananas. The second Trashie. Hank, thank you, by the way. The second Trashie reaching inside. Reaching deep, deep inside to the plastic bag here. This one's really hard to get into. There we go. The next one we have. Oh, look at this! Look at this guy! Got some big pile of something, and he's throwing up a whole pile of something. This one is my favorite by far. You know what? This one's worth looking up. This one, I'm sorry. This one is worth looking up. I'll look this one up and actually see which one we've got here. Okay, just look for the one that's vomiting. That might be easier to find. Oh, here we go. Right down below. Right down below. Whoop. Helps if the camera focuses. Spewster. A perfect name. That is a fitting name for such a fun little critter. I'm using critter, but I mean, he's just a big slimy pile of something. Anyways, the next bag. Cut the bag open, reaching inside. I'm having a tough time actually grabbing onto these. There we go. The next one is, it looks like a roller skate. And it looks like he's in a hurry to go somewhere. You can tell because one arm is forward, one arm is back. That's usually the way that you draw somebody when they're running. Although he doesn't really have to run. I guess, how would you propel yourself if you had no legs? I guess he just kind of hopes that he can move himself along. He's got some wheels going on there. They're all, again, all squishy rubbery. I kind of like this one, but I think I like the other one a little bit more. The next bag. Pulling this one out. Looks like we've got ourselves. Oh, this is the lollipop that we were talking about in the beginning, along with the broccoli. Oh, if I got no, I didn't get the broccoli. I just looked. I don't see a broccoli. Pretty cool. Moving along. Cut to the bag here. I'm collecting. You can't see it. But speaking of trash, Spot's collecting quite a bit of trash on the side here, off camera. I'll clean it up, don't worry, I'll clean it up. This one looks like it's holding like a little doll, or an ant. A little doll. It looks like it's ready for bed. How do I know that? It looks like he's got a nightcap on. He is ready to go to bed. He's had a long day making garbage, now he's got to go to bed. Moving along. The next bag. We got ourselves PU. We got ourselves a squirrel. No, it's a skunk. It's a skunk. Excuse me, I went to say squirrel. I think that's actually a skunk. Or is it a squirrel? Whatever it is, it's holding its nose. It clearly does not like something that it's smelling. Perhaps somebody has smelt something that somebody has just dealt. Spot's just going to, once again, reference his guide. I'm pretty sure it's going to fall under a bin critter. Bin critter. Yeah, it's a stinky skunk. Just in case anybody was about to say, Spot, it's not a squirrel. It's a skunk. Stinky, smelly skunk. He clearly has smelt something that someone has dealt, and the one who dealt it was you, my friend. Not anyone else. You. Yes, smelly. Oh, it's all right. I'm sorry. It's all right. And lastly, the last one we got in the bag here of Delight. Spot always says Delight, but inside the last large trash can, we got ourselves a poor, overworked iron. Oh, poor little guy. I say it's a guy. It might not be, but it looks like an Iron Man. Oh, yeah, snap. Well, he's got his tongue out. Maybe he's just hot. Because he is an iron after all. He probably gets quite hot. Psh! Oh, God, no! Psh! That's why you shouldn't joke about irons. They have feelings, too. Yeah, all in all, Spot did pretty good for himself. Again, the beauty of these sets, these larger sets, is not only do you get really cool Trashies in the side of the smaller cans, but in this can alone, you get so many extras, totaling 12. Ideally, I'm sure I can see why people would collect these. They're kind of cool little things. Not necessarily something that I would continue to collect, but you know what? I can definitely see the appeal of these. Today's collectible spot, we're having a look at the Trash Packs. I think they were, yeah, Trash Packs Series 3. Series 3 already, eh? Today we're having a look at the Trashies collection. Pretty cool indeed. And I think, if anything, I'm going to put this guy out just because he's so cool. Thanks for watching, as you always do, guys. Certainly stick around. Collectible spots, definitely more to come. I'll see you guys next time.